let's talk about the IELTS and some of the very common myths that are floating around on the internet. We also happen to receive quite a few of them on our website. In today's video, I will be debunking a majority of them so that you can also have some good clarity. Let's start learning. Alright, so let's directly jump into the first one. The first biggest query or statement that we've got from a lot of people is there is only one correct answer for the IELTS. Well, yes and no. For the listening and the reading, there are a certain number of fixed answers. These answers have to be exactly as the ones that you are writing if you want to get a good score. However, that is not the case for the writing and the speaking. In the writing, you are free to express whatever you like, and the same applies to the speaking as well. So, therefore, this is a yes and a no kind of statement. Be careful with the listening and reading, but also feel free in the writing and the speaking. The second myth that I've heard is you need to get a 6.0 to pass the IELTS exam. This is absolutely incorrect. There is no pass or fail for the IELTS. The score that you will get will range between 0 to 9, and different scores serve different purposes. Like say for example, if you are looking for a student visa, you will need to get at least a 6.5. If you are looking for some employment visa, you might have to get above a 7. There are also situations where you might have to get above an 8 if you are looking for immigration. So the more important thing is look for the score that is needed, the required score, and then prepare accordingly. The next thing that I've heard is the IELTS is too difficult. You see, IELTS is an exam like every other exam, and exams are always meant to test how much you know. If you know enough, it will not be difficult. If you don't know anything, it is going to be very difficult. The real thing that you need to focus on is your preparation. Prepare very well for the IELTS. This preparation does not mean just using a couple of IELTS books and materials. It means using English from a very early stage. Start your preparation months before and start to think in English, speak in English, and even write in English. The next is, if you are able to, make the speaking examiner laugh, you might get a better score. Well, humor is very important in life, and yes, definitely making somebody laugh will make not just you relaxed but also make the other person relaxed. However, please bear in mind, the person who is coming as an examiner is trained and they are looking out for certain things in your answers. If you are able to give those answers with a serious note, you can still get a fantastic score. So don't bother too much about learning jokes or not trying to make the examiner laugh. It is not needed. Rather, spend that time to enhance your vocabulary and also your grammar. Before I jump into the next point, hey, if you're getting some value out of this video, please make sure to like this video and support us. The next myth that I've heard is that you can appear for the IELTS exam only once. Once again, that is absolutely wrong. There is no limit to the number of times you can take the IELTS exam. You can take it as many times as you want till you get your desired score. However, please bear in mind this is not free and you will have to pay the test fees for every single attempt. So my advice is please don't take the exam too many times. Prepare well and take the exam once and get that fantastic score in that first attempt. Next, if you exceed the word limit, then you will get more marks. Well, let's talk about what is actually the question. For the writing part of the exam, task 1 says write at least 150 words and task 2 says write at least 250 words. It definitely means that you have to write more than these particular limits, more than 150 and more than 250. However, if you end up writing too much, then you have definitely gone off topic and that can reduce your score. From my experience, I think you should stick to 180 and 280 words for the task 1 and the task 2 respectively. Anything more than that will definitely lower your score. The next myth is if you do a lot of sample questions, then you will get a good band score. Well, it is 50% correct, 50% wrong. Practice tests are very good if you want to polish your skills. However, the more important thing is getting your foundation or your preparation correct. You need a good test preparation to maximize your English skills. Remember, this has to start not just before the exam, but much before that. You can build up your skills and then do enough and more of practice. Both of them go hand in hand. The next myth that I have heard is if you write the exam in your home country, then you will get a better score. Well, this is a very common myth and that is absolutely incorrect. It is important to understand that the IELTS test is the same level of difficulty whether you write in your home country or any other country. Think about where you are more confident. Yes, in majority of times you will feel more confident if you are writing the exam in your home country because you know the language or you know how to get to the place, etc. Consider reaching the exam center a bit early no matter where you are writing it. This will automatically help you to feel more confident. And also one quick thing. The exams are set by the Cambridge University and for any particular day, the exam questions, everything is same. Because I've got experiences where we have students who are writing the exam from the Middle East and also in India on the same day. And trust me, they both got the same question. So forget about it, just write the exam wherever you are comfortable at. The next thing that I heard is IELTS is accepted by all universities in English-speaking countries. Yes and no. Universities in UK, Australia, Canada and New Zealand are accepting IELTS. However, there are certain universities in the United States of America that are accepting IELTS and there are a huge proportion of universities that say they need a TOEFL exam. So the first thing is finalize where you are planning to go, whichever country, and then check the English requirements. If IELTS is on the list, go for it. If not, go for whatever exam is mentioned. Before I jump into the last point, we would love to have you on our YouTube community. And if you've still not joined us, all you have to do is subscribe to our channel and you are part of the community. The last myth that I've heard is you will lose marks if you don't speak in an American, Australian or British accent. Let me get this straight. This is absolutely inaccurate and false. You are not expected to change your accent for the IELTS exam. Instead, focus on speaking clearly and at a natural pace so that the examiner can understand you. Practicing your English every single day and listening to different native speakers will definitely help you to get a better understanding of the pronunciations of different words. For example, I am not a native speaker. However, every single time that I've written the IELTS exam, I've managed to get a full 9 in the speaking. I am the biggest proof that you don't have to be a native speaker or have a native-like accent to get that full score. That's it for now. If you found this video informative, feel free to share it with your friends. And also feel free to drop in your feedback in the comment section right below. If you want to get in touch with us, use that contact form in the comment section and we will definitely give you a call back. If you are looking for some serious study goals and want to clear the IELTS in your first attempt, then we can help you. Log on to our website and sign up with us. Feel free to check out some of our other videos on this particular channel. That's it from Genesis Learning this week. Thank you so very much for stopping by. I'm your trainer Noel and I will see you for the next video. Ciao.